The German Chancellor Angela Merkel addressed the media a short while ago, saying that she knew it was going to be a difficult election. Speaking on demonstrations where she was booed, she said it was important to listen to everyone, even to those who shout. She said that she made the personal decision to run for the post of Chancellor again, despite knowing that she will be attacked from the left and right. Defending the union's loss of points for yesterday's election, she pointed out that the CDU-CSU was still the strongest party. Merkel has been re-elected for a fourth term, although what came as a surprise was that a far-right party is also set to enter parliament for the first time in more than 60 years. Merkel's Conservative Democratic Party alliance remains the largest party in the parliament with almost 33% of the vote. Its outgoing coalition partner, the Social Democratic Party, says it will go into opposition after winning a 20% vote. Meanwhile, Martin Schulz, the leader of the Social Democratic Party and the Chancellor candidate, conceded defeat and said that the election was a bitter day for his party. He also ruled out a rerun of his grand coalition tie-up with Merkel and her party. He said he would stand for re-election as party leader in December.
Liebe Genossinnen und Genossen, liebe Freundinnen und Freunde der Sozialdemokratie, vielen Dank für den Mut, vielen Dank für die Kraft, die ihr jetzt gerade hier zum Ausdruck gebracht habt. Heute ist ein schwerer und ein bitterer Tag für die deutsche Sozialdemokratie. Ich will nicht drum herum reden. Wir haben unser Wahlziel verfehlt. Nach der Niederlage, die wir in unserem Kernland in Nordrhein-Westfalen erlitten hatten, haben wir nun auch die Bundestagswahl verloren.
Meanwhile, the top candidate for the AfD, Alice Weidel, said she would enter parliament to represent the electorate and announced her intention to instigate an investigative committee into Chancellor Angela Merkel's 2015 decision to open Germany's borders to thousands of refugees.
Die AfD wurde gewählt wegen der Inhalte. Für die Positionen, für die Menschen, die uns jetzt hier Vertrauen gegeben haben. Und das Erste, was wir tun werden, ist das erste Versprechen einzulösen. Wir werden den Untersuchungsausschuss Angela Merkel initiieren.
Da wir ja nun offensichtlich drittstärkste Partei sind, kann sich diese Bundesregierung, die gebildet wird, wie immer sie aussieht, sie kann sich warm anziehen. Wir werden sie jagen. Wir werden Frau Merkel oder wen auch immer jagen und wir werden uns unser Land und unser Volk zurückholen.
And live on the broadcast with me right now to talk more about that story is WION senior foreign editor Padma Rao, someone who's lived and worked in Germany for many, many years. Padma, I'm sure you watched and, of course, reported this with great interest. But Merkel, obviously emerging victorious at the end of it all. But how wary do you think she's going to be of the emergence of the far right and their entry into the German parliament in the first time in 60 years when she goes ahead and makes important policy decisions?
Well, I think before that she has the first initial hurdle to cross, which is the formation of a suitable coalition. And she was speaking about that just a little while ago at a press conference. She did say that, you know, there are two things that they're going to focus on. That is her party. Those two things will be important for her to form any coalition. And Aisha, as you know, the only likely coalition is one with the Free Democrats and with the Greens. So she says that the two important things for her will be a domestic budget and also domestic security. She also said, coming back to your question about the AfD, the Alternative für Deutschland, which is the right-wing party, which gained an astounding 13.7% and made the hurdle into parliament yesterday. She is aware, the Chancellor, that many of the votes that her party lost, the points that, you know, they went down by and were taken by the AfD. She says she is also aware of the reasons why those votes were, why the AfD is so popular in the eastern part of Germany. She says that there still persists a loss of kind of a deep fear of liberalization and also from the refugee crisis. But when she was asked whether she would have done things differently had she known, that the AfD is going to steal away so many points, She said she couldn't think of a single thing she would have done differently in the run-up to her election. So she very much stands by her policies, and as long as she has solid support from the FDP and the Greens over such matters as the refugee policy, and these are the touchiest matters which lost her those points. Right. I think she should do fine with the AfD in the opposition. Never mind what the right-wingers say now. And right now they're saying we are going to hunt Frau Merkel down. We are going to hunt her down till we gain our people and our country back for ourselves.
Absolutely. You said 13.7%. Now, the Netherlands too, Padma, earlier this year rejected the PVV from the far-right PVV. They only got 13.1% of the vote in the Netherlands. What do you think this indicates in terms of the mood in both Germany and Europe at large about the emergence of the far-right?
The Netherlands is difficult to compare with Germany for two reasons. That is that the Netherlands has had different kinds of problems because being a colonial country, it has seen immigration into the Netherlands for a very long time from the former colonies, predominantly in Southeast Asia. So the kind of, if you like, fear of foreigners existed in a totally different way. Germany has not exactly seen this kind of influx. This is 1.5 million refugees in the past since 2015 alone. And even though Germany is, Europe's largest country and its strongest economy, it still is a cultural shock because many of these people come from very conservative societies. They came traumatized from wars. So, and the German government has done its best to accommodate them. But I think the resentment really rises from the fact that the Germans began to feel as though they were being slowly, in this case, Islamicized, if you like. Right. That the visitors or the refugees were expecting the Germans to adjust to an alien culture, whereas it should be the other way around. So there is a difference between the Netherlands and Germany, not only in terms of size, but also in the nature of the hostility and distrust towards foreigners.